Hey, Ms. Ginge, I was trying to find out the best way to tell you to check everything. But if you're signed in, go ahead and sign out. Go to zoom.us first. Hit enter. So it should pop up with this where you haven't signed in yet. Now, for the first time and only the first time, say sign in. Then go down here to sign in with SSO. Now you're only going to do this the very first time and you don't have to do it anymore to make sure your account is attached. So sign in with SSO. You're going to type in here VB Schools, and then it's going to be vbschools.zoom.us, and then you're going to say continue. Now that's going to go through and it's going to sign you in. And to check to make sure, notice it says up here, vbschools.zoom. That's what you want. You will click on your picture over here. Make sure it says licensed, and make sure it's using your short email. Mine's WT Sondi. I think yours was KI Ginge, I believe, something like that. So make sure it says that. Okay. So now go ahead and sign out one more time. And next time you sign in, hold on, let me get to it so I'm like at a blank screen. So I'm blank screen. Next time you sign in, go vbschools.zoom.us. And that's where you want to go. You want to go to the VB Schools one. If you you can copy this and you can drag it to your toolbar so you remember that. I didn't do it very well. Drag and put it. Why won't it let me do that? I don't know why it won't let me do that. It should. I have to figure that out. But make sure you go to VB Schools first. It's vbschools.zoom.us. And if you hit enter, then you get a little bit of a different screen. That's okay. Go down here to sign in. And you're probably already signed in after that. So right away, it'll pop up. Here's your profile picture. It says license, says this, says VB Schools. So you're where you need to be. Now, once you do that, your old links aren't going to work. So you're going to have to make new Zoom links to send out to your kids. So that's the only drawback to this. But that's what you want. A couple other things. Let's go through the settings real quick for you. So when you're in settings, there's different things you want to look at. Mainly is the security thing. You definitely want a waiting room, and you want to make sure that it's checked. Everyone will go into the waiting room. All these are already locked by your admin. You don't need anything else. This one, we're talking about whether we should use this or not. This is only authenticated users can join. Right now, I think I turned that off, but eventually I might get you to turn it on. Now realize you can't turn these on and off when you're in a meeting. You can only turn these on and off when you're setting up a meeting. Before you set up, that you need to have these like that. If you change something, you have to get out of the meeting and get back in, and the settings will apply. I always turn on the host video, the participants video. I always want the audio to be telephone and computer audio in case they need to join it. Never let them join before the host. I do enable a personal ID thing for me, but you do not have to. You would keep this one off, this one off. I always mute people when they enter, so so it's quiet when they come in. I do let a reminder be sent out to them if you have something set. You don't want this turned on. You can have chat turned on, but if you do turn the chat on, you might want to check this to prevent participants from saving chat, because what will happen is if something bad was sent, they'll save a copy of it and then they'll make a mess. Do not turn on private chats. Don't auto save your chats because it's just a pain in the butt. Keep off sound when someone joins or leaves. That's up to you if you want it. I would suggest, if you want a sound so you know people are joining or leaving, I would suggest only the host and co-host. You don't want everybody to hear every time somebody comes in and out. That again, that's up to you. You don't need a file transfer. You don't need feedback to Zoom. You don't need a survey at the end. For us, we don't need a co-host unless you have, another person like an assistant or someone like that. You would need that. I turn on polling. I like my toolbar to always show, but if you don't, that's fine too. Hold on one second. Um, Show Zoom windows during screen share. I don't turn that on. Screen sharing. Now be careful of this one. I have all participants because of I deal with adults, but if I was you, I would turn on host only. Whenever you change something, make sure you say save. Who can start sharing when someone else is. When it's just host only, that gets turned off. Eventually, if you trust your group and you want them to share stuff, you can turn on all participants, but right away, I would not have that on. It says disable desktop screen share for users. So you just leave that off for now because I don't want that. You do want annotative tools and you want to keep it right now. If you don't use that, you can turn it off. Same thing for whiteboard. If you don't use it, you can turn it off for now. I have remote control, but you do not really want remote control. Nonverbal feedback, I leave that because that's like they can give you a thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever. That's fine. Same thing. That's also for meeting and reactions. I keep that on. Allowed remove participants to join. If you have a problem with kids dropping out, eventually I might want to turn that on. But I would leave it off because, like, if you get a bomber in there, a Zoom bomber, or if you get where somebody's acting up, you can kick them out. So it's up to you whether you want to turn this on. Remember, even if you kick them out and this is turned on, they still go to the waiting room. So you still have to let them back in. So that's kind of your choice. For now, I think I'd turn it off. Allow participants to rename themselves. No, you want to have their real name. Allow participants' profile pictures in a meeting. Hide participants' profile pictures. I mean, no, you want them to have the profile meetings. Report participants to Zoom. I have this on. I've never seen really how to do that. You do want breakout rooms. You don't want remote support. Closed caption. I turned it on, but I've never seen how that works. Save captions off, far end camera off, group high def off, virtual background I leave on for them, filters I leave on. Identify guest participants in a meeting. This is a new one I've been looking at. You should never have a guest participant because they shouldn't be from here. But I wanted to see what that looks like. But probably for you, I would have it turned on, but I'm gonna leave it on for me for right now. Auto answer group and chat. No, none of these do you want. Pretty much all these are turned off. Email notification when a cloud recording is available. No, I don't care about that. When a meeting is canceled, I want to know when attendees join meeting before the host, which they should never be able to do. So I have that. When an alternate host or set is removed from a meeting, again, that's really not needed. When somebody schedule a meet for the host, that's really not needed. This blur thing, I really don't, we haven't used that, so I wouldn't worry about that. Direct call from a room system, I have that off. An invitation email is in English, so all of that. And then what you would have to do is once you have that, I can regenerate my meetings. But remember, once you change something, you can't be in a meeting, go and change something and think it's going to apply to that meeting. You have to go back and make sure that you get out and come back in, and then those things should apply. So that's all the things. So remember that you want bbschools.zoom.net after that first one where you do the SSO for BB Schools. You want this after that, so sign in that way. I haven't seen a big difference between the two, but to me, this is the most correct way. Let me show you one more thing for your students. So the best way, students can log in many different ways. So let me pull up a little drawing for you. Let's see, Zoom. So this shows how students really, there's like 4 different ways a student can log in, but there's one best practice right here. This is really written for elementary, but I want to show you because it still applies to our students also. So the best way for them to come in is that you have the link in Schoology. So they go to the link. This is provided by you inside of Schoology. So I click on you. The student would sign into Schoology, go to this link, click on it. They do not install the Chrome extension. What they do is, this is what the window looks like. Down here at the bottom, it says join from your browser. That's the best way for them to do. I think I might have a little video that I can show you. Hopefully this will work. Let me move this over to here and see if this works for you. This is the best way. This was another ITS Lee Cooper. He made this video of the proper way for them to sign in, and I hope you can hear this. So let's see. Okay, so let me rewind that a little bit and let me show you this way. Hold on, let me start from the beginning. Sorry. Here you go. Okay, so hopefully you heard that, that they should go to, once they click on the link, don't use the app, go down to the bottom and say use the web browser. That's the best way. That's the most successful way they can do it. So I can send you any of this that you want, that you can put on the web page. Let me know. I hope that clears things up. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Okay? I hope that helps.